ANC Tshwane Caucus spokesperson Lesego Makhubela joins us live in studio. Lesego, thank you for joining us. Being appointed in a position and not having your qualifications, last time I checked, that's fraud. Who's to blame?
Yeah, that's fraud. Firstly, let's fix something. One is that Marietha Aucamp was not appointed on November 2016. In fact, she was appointed in September. She resigned as a councillor of the DA, then immediately was appointed to act. She was acting in that particular position and therefore flouting labor relations laws because she was not in the employ of the city. She's taken from nowhere and then employed inside an office without proper processes and procedures followed, and then she's made to act in that position. By the time she was appointed full-time for a contract of 5 years in that position, she was already the incumbent. She was acting in that position. I must make it known that there was a woman who was 5 months pregnant, serving in that position, highly qualified, who was told that she must resign, Marietha be put on that particular place. This person is not in the employ of the city, and you know what labor relations says, that when a person must act, that person must already be in the employ of that company, institution, or actually government entity or anything of that nature. That's the first point. Okay. The second point is that this thing is not only about that. That's why we went and opened a case of fraud and corruption. Fraud and corruption because we have proven, we've given it to media houses, that she wrote with her own handwriting, that she has a B.Tech. And she even appended her signature to say, I have a B.Tech, and this is the signature. This is the apology that they've put, the resignation, does not appease us as the ANC, and we do not even take the apology that she has put because we raised this issue in 2016 in September and said that this appointment is unlawful, it is fraudulent, it breaks the law. She continued. She continued drawing a salary of well over 3 million to date. A salary of over 3 million to date, a strategic position where she advises the mayor on strategic issues. And the reason, and this explains why the city of Tshwane, it's in paralysis. Everything is collapsing. The townships are filthy dirty. The robots are not working. There's electricity. The reason why, you ask why, the reason why is that you can imagine when a person who applies grade 11 thinking is the one who's behind the decisions that are taken by the mayor.
Understood. Now, I have a two-pronged question for you. The first question is, how did this come to the ANC's attention? And the second question is, why is it only coming out now?
It's not only coming out now. Let's fix it. I've done an interview here. If you check your archives, I've done an interview here in September 26, 2016. September 26, 2016, we raised this particular issue. The DA came out on record, defended the appointment. The MMC of Corporate and Shared Services, the head of HR, defended it and said this person is qualified, is most suitable and everything. The mayor even came out and said this is a political ploy of the ANC to smokescreen the good work that the DA is doing. It's not only coming out now. Okay. How did we find this thing? Marietha Aucamp has been a councillor of the DA for the past 16 years. Okay. So all councillors, I'm a councillor myself. I know the competency and the qualifications of each and every councillor who is in council. That's why we know when a person is appointed in that particular position, we already know that this person, does not have matric. Okay,
Lesego Makhubela, I'll put you on the spot right here on Afro Breakfast, Afro View. Yeah. Should Solid Nsimanga be blamed, and should he step down?
He has made that commitment. Firstly, his spokesperson a day before yesterday came out and said Soli was not part of the interviews. What a lie. What a blue lie. Okay. When we produced proof that Soli was part of the interview, then Soli says no, she did not. He went to the verbal interview. How do you enter a verbal interview without even going through the documents of those people that you are interviewing. Solim Simanga was chairperson of that particular panel, which was interviewing people. Now, when you are chairperson, what do? The first thing that you do, you peruse documents that are finished, meaning the resumes of the applicants as well as their qualifications. Then you subject them to questions on the basis of what they've produced to you. Because what you simply do in an interview, which Solim Simanga takes us for a ride, and the people of Tshwane for a ride, the ratepayers of Tshwane for a ride, is that he's saying to us that he asked questions outside the documents that are supplied to him about a person who was already serving in his office, acting in that particular capacity. He has made a commitment that should we demonstrate that that he was part of the interviews and he knew that Marietha Aucamp did not have qualifications, he will resign. I'm waiting for his resignation. He should have resigned by yesterday. It's not only solely.
Okay.
MMC Brink must resign. He's the head of that department. He's the one who ensures that the recruitment happens, the recruitment of staff happens. He's the one that ensures that the vacancies are filled, and he's the one who also presided over this particular thing. But this issue is serious, and we must not leave it. It has serious racial undertones.
Okay, so you say it's a serious issue. Will the ANC be pressing charges like the DA did to other members of the ANC?
We've already done it. This is not vengeance. The DA has already introduced to us that wherever we find any phenomenon of a Saudi, it must be uprooted. So we are uprooting the Saudi phenomenon. And there's no hypocrisy about that, because the predecessors of this fraudulent, unqualified woman who had an imaginary BTEC were people, for instance, the predecessor was Shozi, who had a master's degree. Before that, when the mayor, Dr. Ramukopa, was a mayor, the predecessor had a PhD, highly qualified people, because these people must give technical, highly advanced advice to the mayor. And that's why we put these people. So whenever there's a Saudian thing, we uproot it. We uproot that thing. But this thing of Marietha is serious racial undertone. We don't take it lightly, because this is what it communicates by the DA. It says if you are white, you don't need qualifications. The color of your skin is what qualifies you to be in a particular post. And therefore, that's why the DA, arrogantly, even to this day, I was listening to them, they continue to try to justify this nonsense, because they are trying to perpetuate racial white supremacy by saying the color of your skin qualifies you to serve in any position of any institution, not in Tshwane. Tshwane is not a playground.
Wow, those are some serious, well, I wouldn't say allegations. Your viewpoint is quite strong. What do you want to see happen next?
By 9 o'clock, Solim Simanga should have tendered his resignation. By 9 o'clock, MMC Brink should have tendered his resignation. And we are also saying, Advocate Busisiwe Makhubela must wake up from slumber and start doing her job. We reported this case to the Office of the Public Protector in 2016. Imagine. 2016, on a simple issue, we say, public protector, can you probe this particular allegation? This person claims to have a BTEC. If ever maybe this BTEC is under the mattress, or she has put this BTEC or somewhere under the bed or something like that, just ask her as the public protector that she must produce this particular BTEC. Advocate Makhubela has not even released a single finding on this particular thing. So we want the wheels of justice to start turning, and not just turning, they must start turning very quickly and not waste time, because now a person has been occupying a position and over 3 million, imagine.
Right. So should Solim Simanga be found guilty along with Marietha Aucamp, what kind of charges would they be facing?
Fraud and corruption. When you sit and say a person has a BTEC, and therefore by presiding over a sham of an interview, you rubber stamp that particular fraud and corruption. Can't be allowed, that thing, not in this country. And therefore, we must hold the Democratic Alliance by the same standards that they are trying to subject the ANC to, by the same self-righteous standards that they say they are, because they are everything that they've been saying that the ANC is. And I can tell you to this day, we are making a commitment. This is not the only thing that we are going to dish out. We are going to reveal the rot that is happening at Tshwane House. It smells stronger than a rotten fish.